Good morning, everyone. I think while coming here, some of you must have got a taste of entrepreneurship, right? So while getting into ISB, the road was blocked for the marathon that's going outside. So we all had to figure out a way to get around and come here. So I think that's what entrepreneurship is about. How do you accomplish what you're set out to do? How do you realize your passion and so on? So I think as students and parents here, I think you guys have taken the first step of getting into entrepreneurship. So congratulations and thank you all for coming. So I would like to take a few minutes to set the agenda for the day and then introduce our TiE President, Mr. Suresh Chala. So on behalf of my co-chairs, Aruna Reddy from ISB and Venkatesh, this agenda we have planned for today. So we'll start with address by our TiE President, Suresh Chala. And then we will have judging, so the students would come here and they will present for 10 minutes and they will have 10 minutes for question and answers. We have 3 judges which are introduced once they take their seating. And after that we will have a feedback session where we would like to hear from you about how we can improve this program for next year. So we'll spend about 20 minutes hearing from you. And in those, while we are collecting your feedback, the judges would finalize the winners and runner-ups. We also have awards for each category. So once they have concluded their judgments, we'll come back and do the award ceremony. And after the award ceremony, we have arranged for lunch. So we'd appreciate if you could all join us for lunch. And then we also arranged for a tour of the TiE Hub. So you could look at TiE Hub, which has been in use a lot these days. So some of you might be curious to know what happens here. So we have arranged for a tour so that you could go around and see what happens here. So with that, let me hand over to Mr. Suresh Chala. He's going to talk about TiE and a few other things.
Good morning, everybody. Exciting day, especially for all the kids and parents who have worked really hard the last 3 months. What I thought I would do is, for people who really don't know what TiE, T-I-E, not T-Y-E, TiE does, is just to let you know, the history and genesis of TiE and where this whole thing is coming from. TiE actually started in Silicon Valley in the mid-90s by very successful entrepreneurs who did very well in their lives, and where they found that there were a lot of young entrepreneurs who were willing to start companies, but kind of were clueless about how to go around, especially in Silicon Valley, the early days. So they got together and created this entity called the TiE, which basically is the globus, the Indus entrepreneurs. Some people think it is Indo-US, some people think it is India, the southern region, or South Asia, and all that. So basically, the idea was to be inclusive. And so that platform actually became very successful. In fact, even I was one of the very early beneficiaries when I was in Silicon Valley when I started my company. And the mentoring I got from them was extremely valuable. And so TiE started growing from there, and then the next chapter came into Boston, and then subsequently, it came to India. Delhi was probably the first city, and Hyderabad actually was one of the early, cities where this TiE chapter got started. I think it was mainly Srini Raju from iLabs. He was spearheading this whole initiative in Hyderabad. And today, TiE Hyderabad actually is one of the most active chapters in the country, in the world. Currently, there are about 60 chapters throughout the world, and I think we are number 4 now in terms of the charter memberships. So the way TiE is organized is, we have 2 types of memberships: charter members, and then we have associate members. Charter members are people who have done fairly successfully well in their lives and want to give back to the startup community. And the associate members are people who are just starting out and seeking help. So TiE essentially does this matchmaking between people who want to give back and people who are wanting help. So we have about 170 plus charter members and about 800 and odd associate members. And as part of all the different initiatives and programs which TiE does to help the ecosystem, one of the things which kind of came up was this whole TYE. The idea was to help or to actually nurture young minds to become future entrepreneurs, and so that's how TYE started. And I believe this is the third year of TYE program. And again, Hyderabad is one of the few chapters which has actively promoted this. And currently there are about 20 cities globally who are competing for the ultimate prize here. And the winner of today, as you know, is going to go to Portland. And there they will be competing against others. And hopefully one of you will be the winner here. And to put up an event like TiE, it takes a lot of work. And without the help of all the people involved, this kind of event cannot be happening. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank especially our TYE chairs, Aruna Reddy from ISB. She has been extremely helpful in shaping up this whole program. And Sangha. Sangha has been the champion of TYE for since day one, I could think. He has been the main man. I mean, if at all, this program is successful, I think he deserves most of the credit. He's been absolutely wonderful in helping everybody. Imagine almost every Sunday there is a program for the past 3 months, and he has to be involved. He has to figure out who's going to be the speaker. So there's a lot of work that goes on, and Sangha has been the champion. And this year we were happy to have Venkatesh. He's been very helpful as a co-chair. And of course, apart from the co-chairs, we have volunteers. Ruchika, she's been very helpful. Sangeet, she's been absolutely wonderful. And of course, as you all know, every team needed a mentor. And we had how many? 7 mentors this year. Srini Chilkuri from FlexI, he was one of the mentors. We have Raghu Babu. I don't know how many mentors are here today, but I'm going to mention each one of them. Ekta Bal, she's been a mentor even last year, I believe. And Subarao, I don't see him around here. Rakesh Bhatia, thank you Rakesh. Murli Kakatla, there he is. Srinivas Satti, yeah, there he is. And obviously there are speakers who came in every week, and we would like to thank every one of them. And the TiE team itself, taking Sundays off is difficult for the families. And lastly but not least, it is the parents whose encouragement made this happen. We tried to make this year more inclusive with bringing in different schools. And again, that's thanks to Safir. His vision of not limiting this only to the high-end schools, but actually making it more inclusive. I think actually that paid off, and we would like to continue doing that. And with that, I hope I didn't miss anybody else. And of course, our judges. I did miss them. We are very, very fortunate to have Arun Pereira from ISB to be one of the judges. Then of course Safir, he's been a champion for this program. And Sham, I don't see Sham, but Sham I believe is stuck somewhere in a traffic jam. Hopefully he will be here soon. If he's not, then there he is. Thanks Sham. So things just fell in place. So with that, since we have all the 3 judges in place, and I would say, one more thing. After the program is over, while the judging is going on, we actually want to get some feedback from parents and students about all this program, and we actually want to understand better or how to improve this, and so we are actively looking forward to your feedback. So think about how you think would what changes we should make to make this program better. Somebody said that we should start a little earlier. Somebody said something about having maybe TiE find a sponsor for funding your travel. So whatever it is, let us know and we will try to work towards it. So we will keep that session after all this while the judging is going on. With that, I hand it over to Sangha. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Suresh. So I think we are ready to get started with the student pitches, for which all of you have been waiting for. So the way we're going to do this is we did a raffle and we chose the order in which students will present. So we'll first call on the first team. They will have 10 minutes to present and 10 minutes for question and answer. So while for question and answers, we'll first let the judges ask the questions, and then we'll also open up for audience. So I think anyone from here can also feel free to ask. And we'll be, to keep the timeline in check, we'll be pretty strict with the time. So everyone will get exactly 10 minutes and for presenting and 10 minutes for question and answers. And in terms of how we evaluate, so it's fairly objective process. Judges are given 7 criteria around how much research have they done, is their product market fit, and have they worked in team or not, how well they are presenting. So there are 7 criteria like those on which they are going to evaluate and pick who has done well. So with that, let's start with the judging. So
I have a nightmare that I keep forgetting somebody, and I sure did again. This is Pramati, the company which hosted you guys. Jay Pulluru has been extremely supportive, and I really want to thank him. He's not here, but still, I would like to acknowledge his contribution to all this effort.
Thank you, Suresh. So with that, I would like to call upon the judges to take the seats. Mr. Sabir Adini, Mr. Arun Peredia from RSP. Infra Detect.
So our product is called Infra Detect. My name is Sarna, and I'm the CEO and the CTO of this company.
My name is Osman and I'm the CM of the company.
My name is Natali and I'm the CFO of our company.
My name is Anvesh and I'm the strategy officer of the company.
My name is Cynthia and I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
So her name is Maya. She loves watching television. She gets so involved in her TV shows, she sits way too close to the TV screen. Her parents are tired of telling her to sit back and relax. They have to go to the kitchen and make food, or they have to go to the office to do work. So, and there's never time for people to supervise her. So that's why use Infra Detect. It stops children from sitting too close to the television screen. And if they did sit too close to the television screen, it would lead to eye problems like eye strain or fatigue. Our product is called Infra Detect. It judges the distance between the person and the TV using ultrasonic sensors. Over the past few months, we've developed our product in such a way that it is easy for the consumers to use. At first, We didn't even know how our product would look, or what our product would do, or what are the different features it would have. But now, standing here giving this presentation, we have almost everything figured out. Customers wanted something that was small, that they could place on top of the TV, or right beneath the TV, which wasn't too visible. So we've created a product which is small, but yes, does all the things that it needs to do. This is our consumer survey, and 62% of the people said that it was a great product. 15% of the people said that it needed more features, but it was a good product. 12% said that the price should have been increased or decreased. And 11% said that our product was really good and they wanted it as soon as possible. This product is our innovation, so there isn't anything like this in the market. We have a large market with no competition. This chart shows you the average viewing distance. So depending on the size of the screen, that's how far you're supposed to stand. This tells us that our product would have the capability where the consumer would be able to change the viewing distance based on the size of their TV. This is a demo video that we would like to show you on how our product actually works. My name is Sandra, and I'm the CEO and the CTO of Infra Detect. Here, we have a working model to show you how our product really works. Right now, the product is being connected to the television through the plug over here. Here is the ultrasonic sensor. The red board there is the motherboard and the programmable board of our product. The green battery pack over here is what supplies the product with power. When you walk past the product, it does not turn off. But if you stand in front of the product, the TV automatically turns off and turns back on when you move away from it. Over here, the product has a switch and has a power plug and a switch so that the TV could be input into the product. And the two red lights show that the power is being supplied to the TV. Once you stand in front of the product, the two red lights turn off. This tells us that the power supply does not go to the TV. This is how our product, Infra Detect, works. I hope you like the demo. Thank you. Yeah, so guys, always remember, healthy eyes, healthy life.
Come to the value proposition of Infra Detect. Before I start, I would like to ask you something. Do you want your child to look like this? Or do you want your child to look like this? So, Infra Detect solves all the eye problems caused when you sit too close to the TV. Parents don't have to worry about their kids when they watch TV. Why will you buy Infra Detect? Why us? Because it's a high quality product and a premium product with upcoming features. Do you think Infra Detect is 5,000? 3,000? No, it's just 799 rupees. It's affordable. Infra Detect doesn't use much power.
So coming to the operations management concerns with planning, organizing, and supervising in the context of productions. For overall activities, we look into product design development, which is the outlook of our Infra Detect, and supply chain, which is the movement and storage of raw materials to the work in process and to the finished goods, from the point of origin to the point of consumption. And dealing with the, we're going to have effective production as due to it's an exclusive product. Due to its innovation, and dealing with the HRM implications, we will be training employees about the product sale, internally the teams, and externally giving awareness to the sellers, and we'll be conducting workshops.
Marketing is a game of perception, famously quoted by Jack Trout. Our marketing strategy would consist of the market size, branding, customers, the advertisements, and the pricing. The market strategy consists of the market size. It has a customer base of 148 million customers who will be buying the TVs, and our market size is much more bigger than this, probably 5 times bigger than this. Our customers are the retail market, which will be the customers themselves, and the OEM markets, which will be the TV manufacturers, will probably incorporate a TV or our product within their TV. Our patent and the documentation is still pending and is in the process right now. Thank you.
So now looking at our interesting revenue model. In the first year, we see that the number of units that are sold are 8,000, and it goes on increasing year by year, and by the 4th year, we reach almost 1,04,000. The selling price of our product is 800 in the first year, and it goes on increasing as we add more features to our product. The cost of production, it remains constant. This is because we buy in bulk, and also because we added more features every year. And the total expense and the revenue also goes on increasing year by year. Now coming to the profit made, we incur a loss in the first 2 years, summing up to almost 2.3 crores. And whereas in the next 2 years, we have a tremendous growth as our profit made is almost 7.5 crores. So therefore, we estimated an investment that is required with almost 2.36 crores.
We'd like to end our presentation by saying,
Innovation distinguishes
between a leader
And a follower.
Thank you.
Excellent job, guys, and it's a great thinking. At least the thought process is exceptional, right? You guys are trying to solve your own problem, right? That's what
Creating problem for themselves.
right. But on the other side, right, you kids are very smart, right? You need to really stand in front of the device, right, for it to be smart, right? You can fool around with the device, right? So that's a big, downside to what you guys have innovated. Think about it. And coming to the revenue model, I'm not too sure what are the other products available in the market, I'm not familiar with that. But think about the downside of what you have designed, and it's a big flaw, right? You can always fool around with that system. And coming back to your revenue model, can you go back quickly on that slide? How come you're increasing the price of the product every year?
Because we're adding new features into the product.
You're adding new features for that price? I see. Okay. Generally in electronics, right? Every year the product price goes down. It doesn't go up.
Yeah.
Huh?
So the reason why we increase the price is because we're going to come out with new products, and then we're going to stop the selling of the first product. And when we add new features, since it's going to have new features, we're going to increase the price.
But the cost of production remains the same.
Yeah.
And that's because we're buying in bulk and we're also adding in more features.
Correct.
So what are these features that you
So for the second year or the third year, as the price increases, we were going to target the laptop market. So our product could be inbuilt into the computer, or it can be a separate device. But it would correct the posture of the person using the laptop. That was just an idea that we got, but we do have more ideas coming up.
So do you see yourself as a B2B company or a B2C?
We see it as both B2B and B2C.
So have you talked to B2B to any of the businesses?
No, not yet.
So who the survey that you did was only consumers?
Yeah,
How many?
we did around 30 countries.
So back to what Shyam was saying earlier, have you thought of building in any features where, it only gets activated if the person is stationary for a longer time there? Because there's many reasons why you may want to go close and come back.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a timer in our device. So if they're standing in front of the TV for longer than a minute or two, then it's going to turn on.
So how bulky is this going to be?
So that's just a prototype. It's not going to be that big. It's going to be a small box, maybe, yeah, probably the size of. It'll be as tall as this, but like a smaller box. So it's not going to be that big.
So if you were to look forward, so imagine 3 years down the road, what you know, what entrepreneurs call as a pre-mortem. You know a post-mortem? You know what a post-mortem is? Do a pre-mortem. Imagine how great the company is that it's going to die. What, looking now, sitting here now, what would be one or two reasons that could potentially bring about that knowledge? Because if you know what that is, let's try to correct it. Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is sort of the weakest link here that could potentially create problems?
So we believe that awareness is a big problem. So probably telling people or educating people about what are the cons of sitting too close to the TV. So probably that is that's a big problem, a challenge that we're facing.
Besides that, I think that most people realize that can you think from competition, from, I know you're looking for IP protection, but besides that, is there?
There could be other businesses with the same product but more features and better features. So probably we need to be more innovative in our thinking and making better features pop out.
So when you think of better features, realize we've got a B2B and a B2C segment. The features that the B2B are looking for are going to be very different from what a B2C is looking for, right? So you got to think carefully now.
Yeah, so our priority is more from B2C because we've noticed that from B2B we wouldn't getting much profit. We won't be getting much profit. But from B2C we will have a lot of profit and a lot of customers buying it because after the survey many were interested in buying the product.
And the B2B already begin doing this when the B2C market goes away.
Yeah, so when we sell it to individual customers, we sell it B2C. But when we're selling it in bulk and if we want the TV manufacturers to...
What I mean is that if they realize, the big television companies realize that this is value that the customer wants, and they begin to incorporate this independent of you, the whole B2C market disappears.
So here comes the patenting part. Like, we will be patenting our idea so that
We're going to license it.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that I think that B2B is a more relevant segment than a B2C.
Yeah.
B2C is always more difficult. B2B is also difficult to crack, but I'm saying if we get the B2B, automatically addressing...
Definitely. Thank you for listening.
That customer validation hence should probably be done with those people. Because I can see a possibility where they may not want the TV to be shut off at all, for whatever reason, irrespective of what you are doing as a consumer.
Okay.
Right?
So actually, since it's just a prototype, we actually switched off the entire TV. We weren't able to put it in standby, but our product is actually going to put it on standby, or it's going to put up an alert so that to tell the person who's watching TV to move back.
so beep sound always irritates like a warning. So that we can
Probably like a warning or like a notification.
Does it work on any size of the object? Does it work on any size of the object in front of you?
Yes.
How about if a cat walks across?
Yeah,
If
so
a
that
cat
is the
walks
time.
across, so if a cat walks across, it's not going to turn off. But if it sits in front of it, then it will. But if the device is placed on top of the TV, then it won't sense the dog sitting below.
Hi, I'm asking this question specifically since you said that you want to patent this product, right? I remember having seen a video on YouTube by Ben Heck which talked about exactly the same product with the same technology of ultrasonic, right? And if I remember right, there's also a patent on this product, which means that it may be very difficult for you to get your product patented. What you may need to do is buy this patent from someone else and then develop this product.
And rather than for TVs, how many of the kids are watching TVs? It's only mobile. Laptops and mobiles. If laptops keep stopping for every 2 minutes, then it's a big headache.
Yeah. A lot of other things.
Any other questions? So, Mr. Rakesh Bhatia was mentor for this team. I would request Rakesh to say a few words.
I think this is an amazing team. Great job, guys. What perhaps I loved about this team was the passion, and the passion to the extent of actually developing a prototype which is functional. So you can imagine the kind of hard work that these guys have put into it. So, great job. I think yes, obviously this is a prototype, I understand. I know that there's a thinking behind developing more features, smarter features into it, and I know you guys are capable of doing it, so all the best.
Okay, thank you. Many years, so they chose a pretty exotic name. I didn't know what it means, so I think I'll keep that as a surprise. I'll let the team mention that. So the mentor for this team is Srini Chilkuru. So he has been pretty active in mentoring his.
What's the worst bug on the planet? You might vote for the horsefly. What's the worst bug on the planet? You might vote for the horsefly or
you guys have 10 minutes. Think about how to best use the 10 minutes before you run out of time.
The biting, itching, to keep them away from us. From citronella candles to bug sprays to heavy-duty agricultural pesticides. But it's not just that mosquitoes are annoying. They're also deadly. Mosquitoes can transmit everything from malaria to yellow fever to West Nile virus to dengue. Over 1 million people worldwide die every year from mosquito-borne diseases. And that's just people.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We are Malheur, and at Malheur, we strive to keep your home mosquito-free and improve your quality of living. Right now, there could be a creature flying around you. It could be now, it could be 5 minutes from now, but they're there and they're everywhere. This creature, this problem, is a mosquito. Mosquitoes are not only irritating, cause skin rashes or itches, but they're also deadly diseases such as West Nile virus, dengue, malaria, chikungunya, Zika, and the list goes on. And 1 million people die from these diseases every single year, and India happens to be one of the most mosquito-prone areas. And what do? We swing bats around and put ointments on our hand? But answer this question, are mosquitoes seriously not coming near you? That's where we come in. At Malheur, instead of creating a problem and solving it, we're preventing the problem itself. We had an approach. We did research. So we thought about trying to make the mosquito bats better, trying to make the ointment last longer. Then we stopped. We said, why are we still stuck at the same place everyone else is? Why not think beyond? And then we went research about mosquitoes, and we said that 2,000 nanometers of infrared light beams actually repel mosquitoes. And that's what we used. The design is using infrared light beams, we are creating a sheet of light which forms a barrier so mosquitoes cannot enter your office, your school, your home, or any sort of building. This is how it will look. On top of your doors and windows are devices to be placed transmitting infrared light rays as a sheet, so mosquitoes will not be able to enter. In this process, we're also using HyperCat, so we can use this device and control from our phone. And believe me, once your home is mosquito-free, you won't want to share with anyone else. That's our solution. It's called Mosquito. Mosquito is a state-of-the-art device which stops mosquitoes from coming inside your home, office, cinemas, buildings, you name it. It'll be a mosquito-free zone. Now I'm going to pass on to Ashna.
So, why do business with us?
We do not compromise on our quality. We offer service at your doorstep. And it is a very affordable solution. It is affordable by everyone. And it is very easy to install. And that's all. Over to us.
Coming to marketing, our market size presently in India is $1 billion, out of which 85% of it is cornered by mosquito repellents. Our market size is going to grow at a CAGR of 7.4%. So every year, our market size is going to grow $100 million. Our global market size is $5 billion, and in 5 years, our company is going to take over $500 million of the market.
Our competition. Our key competitors are Spectrum, Godrej, SC Johnson, and Jyoti Labs. And our other competitors are mosquito nets and door and window meshes. But our product is much better since it is non-toxic. That means no skin rashes and allergies and also harmful fumes. It works 24/7 and it's a permanent product which is attached to your doors and windows. So it's not a use and throw product like others, and it always protects your sleep. You have peaceful sleep and an uninterrupted sleep. And it is, our solution also looks good aesthetically. And it is IoT enabled. Wow. So our marketing channels are home builders, newspapers, expos, Facebook, and internet ads. These are the percentage of people who are likely to get interested in our product. So, over to us.
So we had conducted a survey and we asked people what they feel about our product, and they said that they were very interested about it. But then they said that the cost was really high. But then we tried our best and we changed the revenue model. And then we changed the design of the whole entire product. And we thought that people had a resistance to change as one of our marketing challenges. But then we found out that they were ready to change. So yeah, over to
Coming to financials, our revenue model consists of 3 different models. The first is a subscription model, in which you have to pay an upfront of about 1399 CR INR and about 6,000 and about the rest of the amount of 6,000 INR in the matter of 6 months in 6 different installments, with an additional charge of 250 rupees. We have our second model is the upfront model, where you pay about total payment of INR 7399, which is a one-time payment and there is no additional charges. Our third model is the reseller model, which works only with the builders to get them interested in pushing our product. In that, we give their customers about 10% discount, making it INR 6659, and the builder a cut of INR 370 per product with no additional charges. Our 4 milestones in the years are: in the first year we make our prototype, the second year we reach our 5,000 customer goal, the third and the fourth year we go for an expansion, with the third year being in the SAARC countries and the fourth year going into the Asia Pac. Coming to our main financial graph, we are planning on raising a capital of about $700,000, with which we will spend about 40% in the first year and 60% in the next year as recycled funds, which will be gained back again at the end of the second year. Our break even would have occur after 2 years, and after 5 years we expect an ROI of about 170%. So you would be getting 2.7 times the money you have invested into the company. Now I hand over the mic.
So our exit strategy, we have 3 options. The first is the strategic acquisition, and then the second one is when we go public, the IPO, and then is the management buyout. So here's our team.
I'm Nabika Chandpal, I'm the CEO of this company.
I'm Ashna Balla, the COO of the company.
I'm Manasvi Reddy, the CMO of the company.
I'm Vishal Ladra, I'm the CFO of the company.
I'm Rafat Ali Khan, I'm the CEO of the company. I'm Advait Modi, the Chief Technological Officer of the company.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. I think you thought about it more than any mature businessman can think. Well, the question is, did you guys design the product and tested the product?
The science behind it is proven, and we put it into a hardware device. We'll take it to market.
So you're claiming that it's going to work? if you're talking to the product expert. Okay. And before I ask the other questions.
Has it worked? Has it, somebody else, somewhere else in the world has used this for a similar purpose?
They haven't used it, but the science is there. And we're just bringing it into a device which can be used by everyone. That's in the market. It hasn't been full market yet.
Also, are you proposing to use it on every door and window?
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
So did you guys incorporate in that cost analysis the entire thing?
Yes.
That's for the whole.
Each device is about 7,399.
Each device.
Yeah, and it will work for about 5 to 6 years or even more, depending on how you handle it.
So for any door, it is the same price.
This is for the Indian doors and windows.
No, so the numbers that you put, right, the revenues that you had to subscription model and the, so that is for a particular door or window?
It's for all, I mean, it's for every single door and window. It's the same price.
You're taking an average for those.
Oh, so it's for the house?
Yeah.
If it's an apartment or a big house, you still charge the same?
It's the size of your door and window, but we took an average size of each household. So, and then it's,
No, the average size of the door window or the average number of sort of doors and windows in the house, that is averaged out and you come up with a number?
no, it's per device.
This is per device.
It's per device.
So if you have, let's say I have 4 doors, exterior doors, then I need 4 of those.
Yes.
You're right.
That's
Four times
claiming average price per door, right?
It may be.
And for this to work, basically we'll have to seal every possible, opening, entry, right? So windows, doors.
Like windows and doors.
I mean, if you just keep a window shut and on, you never open it, you just leave it.
So have you thought about, so in a typical, let's say an apartment or what would it cost a family to, so let's say I've got a 3-bedroom apartment, look at your target market, right? What would be the annual cost? Or
on an average, it would be about 90,000 rupees. But it's a one-time payment and it's worth it.
90,000 rupees for an average. So you're paying about a lakh to get.
You save your house from mosquitoes, save your family from all those pesticides. You won't get malaria, dengue, West Nile.
You spend so much for your interiors and your decorations. So why can't you spend for artwork so that it's like your health? And health is more important.
Can't argue against that, right?
Like instead of putting the nets, which actually it does not look good, if you put this, it adds.
So I think the key point is that you're really competing with nets, right? That is the issue, right? So when you put your, so the next, when you make the pitch, right, wherever you go next, realize you're not competing with the ointments and the like, you're competing with other similar, right, exterior facing doors, windows that are covered, typically nets. So the question is now for the additional aesthetic look, is it the incremental cost, is it worth for the family? That would be the question that most
What we
people
believe
are.
is that we use mosquito nets and ointments inside the house to prevent it from touching us. But we're saying, why do we have to let it come inside our house in the first place? We're stopping it outside itself.
Like a net.
Yeah, but we don't put nets on the door, we put meshes. But because meshes ruin the state of appeal of any house or apartment, this is an invisible barrier, so you can't see it.
When you guys did the survey, can you explain the sample you took, like, all very high income, Jubilee Hills, Edgeworth, how you really took it?
Well, we are targeting middle and upper class families, and we really put a very high price at the starting, and people were really scared of the price. But then they were like 4. We thought of 4, and then we decreased it to 2. So but we did not compromise on the quality, and so we even decreased
So how
the
did you
price.
decrease the price without compromising?
Yeah,
How
because
did you manage?
we changed the design, and along with the design, even the prices.
So you managed to design.
Yeah, we managed to change the design along with the price.
Have you guys considered the operating cost of this? Operating cost. So to run it, you consume power like electricity and
So because India is so known for its power cuts, we've also added a battery pack for generators, so it will automatically turn on once electricity turns off. And also there's a feature where your door opens, then only the barrier will turn on, or you can automatically turn 24/7. So even if doors closed, it will be on. But it depends on family to family. So that's mine.
And you talked about competition, right? Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah. They're also
They're not building the product.
like they're the people who manufacture this Mortine guards and all this
They're on to it.
Yeah.
Not the similar product.
Not the similar product.
So do you know that the Gates Foundation has been funding research on this? Have you heard of this?
Yes.
And they've actually put a lot of money into this and Africa, right? And I believe they're given money to a particular company to help build this. And I don't know in terms of IP and patents and things like that. I'm assuming you've done the research. But the Gates Foundation is funding. So in other words, what you're looking at is actually a viable, potentially viable solution. Whether you can pull it off in terms of value proposition to the customer in terms of nearly $1 lakh, right, for what you're offering, for the aesthetics, right? Essentially, I'm getting aesthetics rather than having a mesh. I'm getting this, but then there could be a battery pack that's going to be sitting next to it, next to the door, right? You can have
Embedded hardware device.
so that's going to be embedded. Where are you going to embed it in the wall of the?
It's basically like it's like a device, so it'll be on top, and they will be wiring on from like the top of the ceiling of the door to the bottom, like you know how you have like, the frame. It'll be like.
Any questions from audience?
Yeah.
Good idea, actually. Appreciate the idea. Quick question about the impact of human beings getting exposed to the rays and the pets also getting exposed to it. Have you studied that? And also, follow-on question is, do we need any governmental clearances for installing this stuff, because we do not know about the prolonged effects of using this. If I leave it open 24/7, how does it impact my kids? How does it impact my pets? And what is the impact of it on me when I use it?
We're using infrared light beams sort of 2,000 nanometers, and 2,000 nanometers will not affect your skin or any living human being, like let it be a human or a dog. We've done our research. It will be in the manual for the product. Once you go through that.
So is it acknowledged by some scientific organization, not just you, but is it some health organization or the government? Is it certifying that it's safe and can be used?
Yeah, we've done our research. We went to a couple of research papers ourselves from organizations, from health organizations like around the world.
An excellent presentation at the outset. Just a suggestion. It would help if you can, in your value analysis, mention that unlike in a conventional door with a mesh, which I have in my house, every time you open and you close, there is a tendency and a chance for mosquitoes to come in. And therefore you have additional doors inside in your bedrooms also. This would prevent it, so you don't need to have as many. So that could be an advantage that you can face.
Yeah, we'll take it into consideration.
1 minute.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
Hi, actually it's a patented product of Marka. How did you come up as it's your own product?
Well, actually, the patent has not been granted yet. It's still in process. And on top of that, a few of the claims are unacceptable. I'm sorry, not acceptable. A few of the claims are not acceptable.
So you're telling me that I should put my house covered entirely with your mesh or whatever, and I should sit home?
Well, actually, we are focusing only on buildings. So we are focusing only on
saying I
mosquitoes.
should stay inside. My kids go out, my husband go out. That's what I said. What about them? As well, I would put a mosquito repellent and go out. It's much cheap.
Well, right now, our customer segments consist of buildings and homes. I mean, once you're outside, there are various wearable devices to reflect mosquitoes, but we're saying that in your house, at your home, right now, you will be mosquito-free zone.
If I want this device only on my bed, right, and across my bed, will you give it me at a lesser cost?
Our model doesn't consist of inside your house, basically for doors and windows. When you put it on your bedroom door, if you'd like.
Okay, this is in the interest of time, let's please move on. It's amazing that all of you have questions. They will be available at lunch. So feel free to catch them at lunch and So this team is mentored by Srini Churukuri. I would like to ask Srini to say a few words to the team.
Hello everyone. Very good job, team. So good work, you guys. Just want to let you know that the team has been really engaged a lot. I had to really appreciate them. They're going to the school, coming back to my office, working on it. And the thing was that they did the present before my whole of my office. There were like 80, 90 people sitting in a room and answering to the questions to them on it. It's a very good one. And the best part is that the guys are actually my company, the guys were there. We have a lab, Hypercat lab. So they started working on a prototype for these guys on it, which is going to be an Hypercat enabled an IoT device where you can actually turn on and turn off with your mobile as well. But that's the kind of way we are trying to do the research on it. The great work.
Thank you, Srini. The next team is the Fold, and this team has been mentored by Ekta.